welcome, guys, from in Brazil. Yeah. Do you have some maybe interest in knowing about Brazil as well? It's okay for you to ask us while we wait for Rachel to come back. I think it's internet issue, maybe. I don't know. Let me invite. Okay, ela voltou. Let me invite her again. Okay, so Rachel, I sent you an invitation to join in. um, and yes, we have lovely friends from all over Brazil. Amanda, Valdirene. Valdirene is from my side. Amanda is a little bit in south. Yeah, more for South Brazil. And we have Gilead from North Brazil. I am trying to help, but it's not working, maybe. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. So guys, here in Brazil, we have been around these lands, and one thing that it has concerned me, it is about the effect of this lockdown had like, I don't know if it's because of the lockdown or it is because we have so much time to look inside ourselves, that then we find some struggles and is related to mental thing, maybe some traumas from the past or things like this. Eu estou dizendo que eu não sei se foi por causa do lockdown ou se é pelo fato de nós estarmos com tempo para olhar. A gente teve um tempo, né, ano passado, para olhar dentro de nós e vermos que temos algumas questões para resolver ainda, que estão muitas delas relacionadas até mesmo a trauma de infância. And that's why today we have Rachel to have a conversation about this, because she's one of my friends that we have been talking about this, and then we have found some points in common related to Brazil and Uganda that we want to share with you. E a Rachel é uma convidada hoje porque a gente tem achado esse ponto em comum, né, sobre o Brasil, sobre Uganda, e ela está tendo um probleminha aqui para entrar. Estou tentando ajudá-la aqui nas conversas, mas não está dando muito certo. E aí a gente vai conversar sobre isso, porque é um assunto que eu acredito ser relevante, e o que eu acho mais interessante é que as crianças, porque eu trabalho diretamente com criança na escola, uma das minhas funções ano passado, ela mudou um pouco, transitou um pouco desse lugar, de uma contadora de história, de uma palhaça, uma musicista, que talvez fizesse uma intervenção com uma intenção. E para ano passado eu me vi num lugar também de estar levando um pouquinho mais de alegria mesmo, de forma mais intencional, porque as crianças começaram a compartilhar comigo da tristeza do coraçãozinho delas. And I'm saying that here in Brazil, I work as an artist and also a psycho for kids. And one of the things in my job at the school, in an orphanage, that they changed my play at the part that I do in the school. They add the fact that I am a teacher, right, and a psycho. They asked me to talk with children, like to motivate them to keep on study, even in distance. And then, for my surprise, children start to share with me about the feelings that they was having inside of them, because all the grown-up people were talking about the thing that was going down, the economic problem, the issues, but yet nobody was listening to the children. But the children will grow, definitely they will grow and become an adult. And when they don't resolve things in childhood, in the adult, when they got adult, we have some problems. So that's why I asked Rachel. So please, Rachel, I am inviting you. You can accept my invitation to join in. I don't know what's going on. Let me know on comments, on text, if you are not able to join in. But I think everybody's excited to listen to Rachel, right? Todo mundo tá meio que ansioso para ouvir a Rachel. Oh, yeah, you came back. So when I introduce yourself, I say that you are my friend, that you study medicine, that you do amazing research and programs through your university at Kampala. And I say that we have been talking about traumas from childhood to adult life. And one of the reasons, Rachel, I told you this, but one of the reasons that I asked you to start this conversation, it is because of the fact that we have like supporting one another behind the scenes, right? You listen to me and then I listen to you. You give me really nice words. Rachel's is so sweet, guys. And then it's like I can help you a little bit, if I am able. But one of the things that caught my attention is like even having this virtual friendship that we have, it's like balance. I told you this, we have like a balance friendship because you can trust me and I know I can trust you. Like, Rachel, I'm not okay today. It's like a free space to talk, right? And Sigmund
Yes.
Freud say about all of this of trauma that we got healed through talking. So since we know we have a free space to talk one another, hey Rachel, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like I don't know. I didn't tell you this, but maybe I can even tell to you. Feel safe to say I feel anger right now about this person because she hurted me. And this is, I think, is also a growing breakthrough in mental health, right? So I'll give back to you, but let me translate to português. Eu tô dizendo, pessoal, que a Rachel tem sido uma das minhas amigas que eu encontro esse lugar seguro para compartilhar tudo sobre emoções e ela também, né? É uma troca, como eu disse no início, we are all a mixture of strengths and weakness. No one has it all and no one lacks it all. From Christopher Peterson. Ninguém é completamente muito bom em tudo e ninguém falta tudo também, se completa. E Freud fala desse lugar da cura através da fala. E eu acredito que eu e Rachel temos em comum, né, que a gente tem conversado sobre traumas e etc., no lugar que estamos inseridos, em Brasil e Uganda, esse lugar para a gente também expor o nosso coração, o que eu acho que é muito importante. Tem umas amigas aqui minha também que sabe tudo de mim. I'm saying there's a lot of people in here, Rachel, which are my really, really friends like Gabriel, Amanda from São Paulo, Valkyria from Espírito Santo, Girleide from North Brazil, Bahia, and we got Gabriel from Spain. So we got a lot of people. And Val is saying about esse tema de mente, quais sinais que pode ser sinal de alerta. So we have already a question, but Rachel, please introduce yourself to us. I already say a little bit about you. We want to hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Danny, for inviting me for the meeting. I am Rachel. I'm Rachel Ndyabawe from Uganda. I come from a Christian family, father, mother, 3 brothers. I'm currently studying my first degree in medicine at Makere University. I met Danny through a Christian fellowship online, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you all for coming.
Oh, I thank you for your time, for your friendship. Let me translate em português. Ela está dizendo, então, que ela é a Rachel de Uganda, como eu disse, minha amiga, que ela estuda medicina na Makere. It's almost Macarena in Brazil language. A Makere University, em Kampala, e que a gente se conheceu através de uma comunhão em um grupo virtual e que ela vem de uma família cristã e a gente tem crescido enquanto amigas. Okay, Rachel, we have already a question from Valdilene from Brazil, but Val, eu vou deixar sua pergunta por último, tá bom? Eu já anotei aqui. I'm saying we're gonna discuss about mental health, yeah? So to start, share with us the way that you do projects around Uganda. What do you guys do around through this project? And also about the taboos that we have about talking about mental health and mental health illnesses. Yes, right?
Yes. In May last year, I worked with my friends and we came up with a poster to give awareness about mental health illnesses. And it was basically just to encourage those who may be going through any issues with mental health. So it read, mental illness doesn't have a final say. You do. Be brave. Believe in yourself. You're going to make it. That was just to encourage all those who may be battling with different mental health issues. Yes.
Yeah. Ela está dizendo que lá em Kampala, gente, Uganda, para quem não sabe, é um país com maior taxa de órfãos no mundo, porque lá tem a epidemia, né, do HIV, right? Right? I'm saying about the orphans, because you guys have, I don't know how to say, we have been talking also about this, about girls in slums and the children that get orphaned. So you guys, I know you guys got programs to help, yeah? So I'm give a little context. Então, para quem não sabe, Uganda tem a maior taxa de orfandade do mundo por causa da questão da AIDS, né? Da epidemia da AIDS que teve lá. E por causa disso eles fazem esses programas que a Rachel vai às comunidades e tentam fortalecer, porque a questão da saúde mental, ela não tem a ver com uma questão de classe social, com dinheiro. Então, eles dizem para as mulheres que elas precisam ser fortes, porque lá a mulher é a base para sustentar a família, os filhos, é a força da sociedade, né? Que mantém a casa, e eles fazem primeiro essa conversa, dando palavras de encorajamento. So, Rachel, maybe, do you think that in Uganda, do you guys have taboos? Like me in Brazil, even me, that I was doing research in. I told already the guys that I work in an orphanage with kids, and also I reach the vulnerables in Brazilian slums through Fuscoteca, which is a car that is a library, and then I do some works like a speech for kids in a language that in the way that kids will understand. But yet, even me being a professional, when I was reading a little bit about it, I saw that there's a more for me to learn. Do you think that you guys in Uganda have taboos to talk about like mental health?
Yes, there are very many taboos here in Uganda. So first of all, when you talk about mental illness, if you say I have a mental illness, people think it's just something you're making up, you're forcing it, you're forging it. They don't believe that mental illness actually exists. And when you say you have mental illness, they think you're just faking it. You don't want to go to school, you don't want to go to work, you don't want to do your responsibilities. Another thing is that some people associate mental health issues to do with things like if you're a victim of a mental illness, they think it's because you are under witchcraft or you're possessed by evil spirits. So if you come out and say you have a mental illness, sometimes people may perceive you as being possessed by an evil spirit. And then also another point is other people can't open up easily about mental health because in many societies in Uganda, it can be seen as a sign of weakness. And also it's also seen as, some people regard to you as being mad, yeah? Like you're not mentally stable to do anything else after that. So you remain behind in your society and in your community. People will shun you because they think you're violent, you're aggressive, you're mad, like crazy. Yeah, those are the ones I can think of.
I think it's a little bit in here in Brazil, but except for the fact of the witchcraft or evil spirit, but it's the same. Ela disse então, pessoal, que assim como no Brasil a gente tem esse tabu, né, para conversar, eu acredito que em toda a sociedade, porque as pessoas veem como sinal de fraqueza ou como você está fazendo corpo mole, porque pode acontecer de você ficar sem ânimo para levantar da cama, fazer suas atividades diárias, ir para a escola, e as pessoas podem associar isso com preguiça, né? E lá, acrescentando o fato que lá eles veem isso como bruxaria, né? Eles veem como sinal de bruxaria ou de loucura no sentido de que você vai ser agressivo e agredir as pessoas, e também pode ser uma possessão demoníaca, mas que a gente deveria cuidar da saúde mental. So, Rachel, the number of mental disorders have increased during the lockdown. I was talking about this. What do you think so? Do you think it's related to the fact that because of the COVID consequence, or do you think, in your opinion, you don't need to do a research to respond it, to reply this, but do you think it is because of the fact that now we have time to look at inside ourselves and see the childhood thing that is like hiding inside of all of us? All of us have it, right? What's your opinion about this?
Um, yes, the mental disorders and illness have increased during lockdown. COVID can also contribute to it because of the anxiety. Because if you're at home and you're listening to news and you keep hearing the people who are dying, an increased number of infection rates, it can create in you a sense of anxiety. I think you'll be thinking, am I the next? Is my loved one going to be infected too? Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also some people, because before lockdown, you're able to go and work and get some money. So for those people who do from work to mouth, without the work, they're unable to earn. So if they're at home in lockdown, they don't have money, and that can increase the number of stresses in your mind. You're thinking a lot, your family is unable to feed, and that also increases your stress and can precipitate a mental illness. Then lastly, some people actually live alone. When you're going to work or school during the day and you get back home in the evening, it's okay. But now, if you're always at home the whole time, you're in your house alone, that loneliness alone can also give you a lot of time to think negatively and can precipitate a mental illness as well in the long run. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. So, ela está dizendo assim que sim, a Covid pode contribuir, né? Porque leva a gente para um estado de ansiedade que a gente não sabe se amanhã a gente é o próximo, se a gente vai estar vivo ou não. Ela também está acrescentando dois fatos importantes que eu acho que aqui no Brasil a gente ainda não falou, que é a questão, uma a gente falou, que é a questão do dinheiro. Algumas pessoas ficam estressadas, preocupadas se vão ter dinheiro para alimentar, porque elas não podem sair para trabalhar. E a outra é a solidão, né, gente? Porque tem pessoas que vivem sozinhas, e aí elas vão para a escola, vão trabalhar, têm contato com pessoas, mas aí quando volta à noite para casa, tudo bem. Só que durante o lockdown, essas pessoas que moram sozinhas, elas vão trabalhar e não vão trabalhar e ficam em casa sozinhas o tempo inteiro. Então, nesse sentido, o lockdown ajudou muito. Well, say about money in Brazil, actually people were creative, to work on this, and we had some help from government. But I think what you say about loneliness, we didn't discuss this yet here in Brazil, because we live as African, in the sense of community. Everything here is working in a community way. So for us was like a struggle as well, to not keep in touch, physical touch with people, but we didn't think about this, that some people live alone, but then during day they go to see others, but they come back at home alone. So where is the line? Val asked, when can we see a sign of mental health, like when you see a sign in another person or in me, even in me, how can you recognize a sign of mental disorder? I don't know. What is the signs that people can have?
Okay. There are different diseases, there are different mental health illnesses. I can talk to you about some of them. Now, like a condition like depression, a person being depressed, it's more about feeling sad, feeling worthless, and not able to do the things you have always enjoyed to do. Like if you enjoyed reading, going out with friends, when you're having depression, you may not be able to enjoy those things anymore. So you're able to start, and then also these people they can sometimes be crying out of nowhere. They're always in a very sad mood. So those are a few signs under depression. Yeah.
Ok, let me translate. Então, Val, ela está te respondendo que, para vocês, né, todos que estão ouvindo, que um dos sinais, que a Val perguntou, os sinais que a gente pode ver que é o início, né, de alguma questão mental, que é a depressão, que eu acho que é uma coisa clássica, no sentido de todos saberem que existe, né, que você começa a ficar triste, não quer sair com amigos, mas coisinhas simples que você fazia, como ler, você perde o gosto de fazer essas coisas. Ok, Rachel, you can continue.
Okay, a point I may have missed under depression. If the depression gets worse, a person can end up thinking about suicide. They no longer see the
Uhum.
importance of living. They no longer see anything good in life, and they can get to the point of planning suicide or actually even committing the suicide. Yeah, so we can have loss of lives. Then another condition is bipolar. It's another mental illness that is common. In bipolar, it's a bipolar disorder. So bi meaning two. So someone changes from one mood to another. So at one point they are happy and they're inviting and they're happy with their friends and they like what they're doing and they have a lot of energy, and to some point you may think this person is okay, they're just being happy and hyper, but then when they cross over to the depression mood, there they go to the sadness, they want to be alone, they like to sleep for long periods of hours, they have those suicidal thoughts. So that's bipolar. You keep switching from one condition to another.
Ok. E ela está falando também do bipolar, que é a pessoa que fica super excitada, empolgada. Oh, vamos fazer um projeto, vamos, e vamos viver, vamos viajar. E de repente, essa pessoa, não, agora eu quero ficar sozinha, ela só quer dormir. E começa também a ter, assim como na depressão, os pensamentos suicidas. Então, quando a pessoa ela transita muito essa alteração de humor, que é chamada então de bipolaridade. My friend, Gerleide from North Brazil, she's asking about can we relate mental health with food? Like, if we have a balanced food, we eat everything that we need, minerals, because we know we got vitamin from our body in the food, right? So she's asking if this can be related to mental disorder. It's a good question, actually.
Like
Thank you,
the food
Gilade.
like she's
Does
asking
the
the food
food influence? Does
food
the food
influence
influence? Yeah. Can we
mental
say
health.
this?
Okay, I can't say for sure because mental health is still being studied. I don't know. I don't think food can affect your mental health. It can affect
Okay.
other part, but it can affect other your physical well-being. Yeah, and in turn, if your
Mm.
physical well-being is not okay, it can also affect your mental health in the long run.
Yes, I was going to ask because I don't know how to say some words from medicine people, like a
Oh,
libido, no libido, but we got hormones that change our moods, right? Some
yes.
chemistries. So maybe if I never thought about this, but maybe if a children, I know as a teacher for kids that the food influence of the way that we think, in the way that children will understand. So in Brazil, in public school, at communities and slums and places which are vulnerable, first we give food, much, much, much food to them. I think you saw this on my stories. So then they can, we wait a little bit for the food, like the body process the food, and then they give a little rest. So then they start to study, because if you don't eat well, your brain will not learn everything. So I was thinking about maybe, I don't know, but we need minerals, right? Like a clean water to get the minerals that we need from body. Maybe it's related. You could do a research and change the world, Rachel. Gerleide, ela está falando que não pode dizer assim, com toda propriedade, que sim, sem sombra de dúvida está relacionado, mas como a saúde mental é um tema que está sendo é uma novidade para nós enquanto sociedade agora, essas pesquisas e todo esse conhecimento que está vindo, ela diz que sim, está associado, mas ela não pode dizer, a partir de um ponto de vista científico, que a saúde mental está relacionada à comida. Mas eu estou dizendo para ela que aqui no Brasil, nas escolas de periferia, né, onde a gente atua, e orfanatos, geralmente a gente se preocupa com primeiro dar o alimento para a criança, porque a gente sabe que muitos deles vão à escola por causa da comida, depois eles descansam um pouquinho para o corpo processar, fazer a digestão, e aí então Em algumas escolas tem esse processo, são exceções, né? Claro, são exceções, mas quando é uma comunidade muito carente, a gente às vezes costuma ter esse cuidado de alimentar a primeira criança para depois ela aprender. Okay, guys, you can ask us some questions in comments, okay? True, good is very important in mental food. I think it's food. Food is very important to mental health. Somebody is agreeing to the fact that kid bone is agreeing the fact that the food also helps in mental health. Yeah, thank you. So I think I already asked you. It starts in childhood, since we are talking about childhood, and today is the Father Days in Brazil. Então, desde que a gente está aqui falando, né, de infância, e hoje é o Dia dos Pais no Brasil, let's talk about parents and mental health. Is it a parent's responsibility to build a strong and a mental health on their children? What do you think about it?
Yes, it's very important because children, if the child stays with their parents, children tend to learn from their parents a lot. So it's the responsibility of the parent to impact good health habits that can contribute to a good mental health in future.
Yeah. Então, os pais, sim, são responsáveis, né, por construir essa saúde mental nas crianças. E how can a father and a mom help with little actions to build this strong, and I would say strong because for me, what I see in children is that like we need to develop, yeah, it's like training. Every day we got training on emotions, you know. So how can the fathers, how is in Uganda, in your community, do you guys talk about this? And what do you say, like to advising the fathers, the moms that are watching?
Parents, they have a big responsibility to play in their children's mental health. Like I've mentioned, children learn from their parents. So how is the parent treating themselves? They need to first of all work on their own mental health. Yeah. So if the parent goes through a disappointment, something sad, some very big problem, how is the parent managing themselves? Are they going to go and take alcohol? Or are they going to have a rest? Or are they going to pray? So it's important for the parent to first of all take care of themselves. And the way they take care of their mental health is what the children will copy in the long run.
Let me translate. Ok, ela está dizendo que os pais podem construir essa identidade na criança a partir dos seus hábitos, como os pais se relacionam com suas frustrações. Eles vão ingerir bebida alcoólica, né, para aliviar os problemas, ou eles vão descansar, esperar, né? Aqui no Brasil a gente usa a expressão esperar o barro secar, ou eles vão orar, desenvolvem a fé, porque as crianças, elas copiam o comportamento dos pais. Então, a maneira como os pais lidam com as suas próprias insegurança, frustração, medo, é como as crianças vão aprender a lidar com as questões dela. This is really, really good what you say, so go ahead, about copying, children copying the parents.
Yes, parents are also, they need to take care of the physical and emotional needs of the child. So if a child is feeling hungry, a parent should be able to provide food so that the child will be able to feel safe and secure. And then if a child is crying, a parent should be able to provide comfort. If a child is scared, the parent should be able to provide security. So those are important keys in building a foundation for a good mental health in children. They should be able to feel safe, secure, they should trust you.
Yeah, this is really good. E ela está dizendo que a responsabilidade dos pais é nutrir a criança, tanto fisicamente quanto emocionalmente. A criança precisa se sentir segura, ela precisa de uma base. Então, se a criança está com fome, o pai tem que procurar um jeito de prover o alimento para ela, para a barriguinha mesmo, para o corpo. E também, se a criança está se sentindo com medo, segura, ela precisa se sentir insegura, desculpe. Ela precisa se sentir num espaço seguro para ela expressar isso e ela ser educada. So, Rachel, do you have something to add? Yeah, okay, because we have questions. Okay, Ed.
Yes. Okay, another important thing is to build your child's self-esteem by encouraging them
Mm,
and praising them, and also lastly, be consistent. In these things, you have to be consistent as a parent. Don't do it only once a month and expect that once in the life of the child, then the child will be, will have their good mental health, a good foundation for mental health.
yeah,
So you need to keep doing
yeah.
it.
This is so
Yeah.
good because sometimes we struggle with communities, like parents don't know these little things, you know. E ela está dizendo também, gente, que é importante os pais motivarem, darem palavras de ânimo para incentivar, né, os pequenos passos, acerto das crianças, os pais estarem ali, parabéns, muito bem, arrasou, celebrar as pequenas vitórias das crianças, porque isso faz bem para a autoestima dela. E ela desenvolver uma boa autoestima, ela vai conseguir, né, lidar melhor enquanto adulto com as coisas que a vida joga para nós. So, Rachel, yeah, can I make a question? Do you want to add? Yeah.
You can make
So
the
we have two.
question.
Okay, we have two questions. One is from Gabriel, my friend from Spain, my brother. ¿En qué edad se da más estos problemas? In Spanish, he's asking, and with what, which age children start to show the signs of these problems with mental health? Yeah, which age we can see the problems, signs of we need to like do intervention maybe.
Okay. Okay, I'm not
It's hard.
I'm not sure if the exact age. Okay, I don't know about the exact age, but children are like textbooks. You can read them at any one point. When a child is hungry, they will show you they are hungry, they will cry. So sometimes you can see them as early as possible, as soon as they start expressing themselves as little babies, can see them.
Yeah. Ela está dizendo que as crianças são muito sinceras, então quando elas estão com fome, elas começam a chorar, e desde bebezinho elas são muito transparentes. Então, assim, não tem uma. Elas são como os livros, né? E a gente tem que ler os sinais. I think, Rachel, for me, if I could reply to this question, I would say that I see the problems through like having fun with. In Brazil, we have an expression the way that you kid around with people, like you do jokes, you reveal more your character than like we have a serious conversation, you know, because sometimes we say the truth and then we wait for people to like let's see how this person will react, and then if this person don't agree, we say, oh, I was just making a joke, you know. So for us in Brazil, no, Brazil. I think everybody that works with children.
Hello.
Hello
I'm
from
glad to see
Brazil.
you. I'm
Glad
so
to see you.
thank you.
Oh, nice to see
Oh,
you.
please carry
Oh,
on, carry on. Thank you.
thank
Blessings.
you.
Okay.
Greetings. Oh, pai da Rachel. I wanted to meet your dad, but I was saying that it's so cool. I was saying that we watch kids while they are playing in playground, and the way that they relate with one another, then we can't, like adults, we do the intervention. Então, Gabriel, eu estava dizendo assim, não sei se eu falo português ou inglês ou espanhol, mas eu estava dizendo assim que para nós, educadores, a gente observa os sinais enquanto as crianças estão brincando. Por isso que a gente fala que o lúdico é importante, até 5 anos é a fase da criança experimentar tudo através da brincadeira, porque é essa fase que ela vai desenvolver a personalidade dela. E aí, ali, através dela brincar com outras crianças, com objetos, por exemplo, se ela pega um objeto e ela é muito agressiva, se ela quebra os brinquedos, através dessas observações é que a gente consegue construir, né, que personalidade está sendo desenvolvida ali e fazer a intervenção. And I was also saying the way that kids relate with toys. If they are aggressive, they like aggressive, to kid around like being aggressive, you know. And for us adults, teachers and people that work with children, we need to like watch and do the intervention, because if they are aggressive with friends and toys, maybe they are growing a personality, aggressive personality, right? And also to the age of 5 is the time that they are the persona, the personality that they will have for all life. And our question from Muwanga, Anna and Muwanga. It reminds me little words of friendship, Mukwano. How can children decline unfavorable requests from parents without being disrespectful? Ooh, this is really good.
Okay. Okay, yes. Thank you, Anna, for asking. Children, I think, okay, for them to be able to, I think they need to communicate to their parents politely. And if that is not possible, they could bring in a trusted relative. Maybe you can talk to your aunt to talk to your parents. So in that way, when the parents get to talk with your aunt, there's a way that an adult communicates the information to the parent in a way they understand on the same level. After that, they will be able to understand their child. Yes.
Yeah. So she's saying that, alguém perguntou como que uma criança pode fazer perguntas para o pai sem soar desrespeitosa, e aí a Rachel está falando da importância do hábito do diálogo, né? Resumindo, because we got a lot of questions in here, let me check. We got one from Georgina. She's a psycho in Spain. She's my sister as well. She's my friend. And Valdinani say everything starts in childhood. Children that feel loved and that somebody care about them are growing up people more like secure, and they have good boundaries. They develop good boundaries. Y Georgina from Spain is saying, los cambios de comportamiento, humor pueden marcar los niños atraviesan alguna dificultad. Georgina is a psycho. She lives in Spain, and she said that when children change also, like you say about bipolar, right? When children change a lot, the humor, there is also a sign that something is going on inside of them. So Val is talking about growing up when we are child, and then we become a growing up. And I was thinking this morning about everything that we talked behind the scene, that life is like see through the lens, right? Our childhood will build this lens, right? In my glasses. So if I got a lot of trauma, there will be a lot of risk in here. So I will see everything distorted. So sometimes, what do you think that maybe, let's share about a little bit about the effects of traumas in children when they grow up? What do you say about this? I know in Uganda you guys talk about this in regards of ladies in Islam. What do you say the effects of childhood trauma in an adult? For us, now we are talking for us. Okay, we lost the sign of the. Did you hear me well, Rachel? Did you hear the question, or do you want me?
Pardon me?
I think your connection. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay. Let me repeat. I'm saying that we have been talking about the effects of a childhood trauma in growing up people. Can you say a little bit about this? Because we have been talking about so many things, even for us, for me, Danny, and you, Rachel, and everybody around us, the ladies that we have been in contact. And I know you guys in Uganda talk about ladies in the slums, right? You have stories and things. What would you say for us?
I think one of the effects of having trauma in your childhood will affect your mental health, yes? And in adulthood, it will show in a way that you have difficulty in making and maintaining friendships and relationships, because you find it hard to relate with others. You find it hard maybe to open up. So it becomes hard for you to maintain a friendship or a relationship with anyone. Then also it may affect your way of life, like that. And that way I mean school. If you're a student, you may actually miss out on a lot of school activities. If you're a child who has always had depression, you have low self-esteem, you have as an adult participating in different activities like at work or at school, you become very inefficient, and it can be seen in the way you do your things. And also,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, yeah, those are the main two. You're making friendships and relationships become difficult, and also participating in school and at work.
Yeah. Ela está dizendo, então, gente, eu perguntei os efeitos do trauma em uma infância para um adulto. E uma das coisas que ela colocou é manter relacionamentos. As pessoas, assim, têm uma dificuldade em manter amizades ou outros relacionamentos, são muito conflituosos, né? E também na escola, você não consegue, no seu trabalho, você não consegue não é se manter, talvez a tradução correta, mas não consegue se desenvolver, não consegue se fixar em algo e desenvolver nessa área. Yes, Rachel, I think what you say is really, really good because honestly, we have been talking about, for me, I started a conversation while I was waiting for you about children that are talking with me because sometimes parents don't have time, yeah, and it's part of my job to listen to children, to help them. And also for friends, I have friends that now are married, and they started to realize some points at their life when they were like children. Maybe if I knew this before, maybe now the consequence even in the marriage. E eu estou dizendo, pessoal, sobre o meu trabalho, que eu tenho escutado muitas nesse momento que estamos vivendo. Algumas têm relatado para mim da tristeza em seu coração e mulheres casadas também. So I would like to talk a little bit about Roma because you and me are a lady, right? And we have been talking about this for ladies, the mental health for ladies. What do you say about in a point of view of Uganda, and I can add a little bit about Brazil as well?
Like how it's affected. Okay. Pardon me, like what do you mean?
Yes. Do you guys have like struggles in being maybe a Roman a lady? I don't know. It's more the men, in mental health. I don't know. Talvez, pessoal, vocês possam me ajudar, com essa pergunta. Eu estou perguntando assim sobre o papel da mulher na sociedade, né? Aqui no Brasil a gente discute muitas questões desde a escola sobre, como se diz, a violência contra a mulher. E eu estou perguntando se em Uganda há essa estatística de o mental health, a saúde mental está relacionada ao fato de um gênero, pertencer ao gênero feminino ou masculino. So basically, I think I want to ask you, because here in Brazil we talk a lot about violence against women, we have education about this. So do you think in this gender, mental health is like more with ladies because of gender thing? What are the stories in Uganda about this? Or ladies have more difficulty to express themselves because they are lady and they have to keep this and that. And if you don't know, guys, I am a clown. I work, I travel around Latin America with my beetle car. So Rachel know me, I am a lot of expressive. So that's why I'm asking this.
Okay, in African societies, we tend to put the ladies or the young girls at a lower level than the males. Okay, that's what I think. Because in some cultures, the boys should go to school, the girls shouldn't go because you're girls, your job is to like cook, clean. So not specifically where I live, but at least I've heard of stories like that, and actually met parents who think like that deep in the villages. They feel the males, the boys are better and at a better level than the girls. So I think in that way, the girl child grows up with a low self-esteem. And now in cultures where boys go to school and the girls don't, you're not educating the girls. So education also plays a great role in mental health because it's supposed to give you knowledge and give you the skills and knowledge to build a good foundation for your mental health and for your children. So without some of those things, education, self-esteem, all those things can contribute to mental illnesses in the young girls and women overall.
Yes, well said. Ela diz que em algumas comunidades africanas, os meninos são permitidos a ir à escola, não onde ela mora, né, mas ela já ouviu histórias. Os meninos são permitidos a ir à escola e as meninas não. E em outros lugares as meninas estudam. Então, nessas comunidades onde os meninos não, só os meninos frequentam mais a escola, há um número grande de autoestima baixa nas meninas, e é onde também pode acontecer essa questão da saúde mental para as mulheres na África, porque a educação, em palavras de Rachel, deve desenvolver, ser a base para construir, dar ação para a construção também de uma saúde mental saudável e forte. So, Rachel, I think one last question. I don't know, guys, do you have questions? Do you have comments? Send us below, please. And about protecting yourself, a friend that has a problem. Let's pretend I have a friend, or do you have a friend, or somebody that is watching us have a friend, then you love this person, right? But you see a lot of changing moods, you know, and you don't understand, like the person is super unpredictable. You cannot understand what's going on, but you see that there is a problem. And sometimes people say to me that those kind of behaviors, sometimes people don't do nothing, and then those kind of friends see themselves always as a victim, if you know what I mean. If I want to help a friend, how do I help a friend that I see that I struggle with some problem, knowing that me, myself, also needs help? How to balance everything?
Okay, so this is something small that I learned when I'm studying medicine. When a patient comes in, you need to first of all wear your mask, put on gloves. You're trying to protect yourself because this patient could be infectious. Anyone that comes into your clinic or your hospital, protect yourself first, then you help. Yeah, so it's the same thing as you're trying to help your friend. You need to also protect yourself. How is your mental health? How are you dealing? How are you? What problems do you have at hand, and have you been able to solve them? So if you feel you're good there, you're doing well, you'll have the right coping mechanisms for any problems you may have. That's okay. Then you're set to help this friend of yours. And how are you going to help her? You need to have a listening ear. You need to be supportive. You need to be encouraging. And most importantly, you need to get her professional help. Most of these mental illnesses can be managed. So you need to connect her to a therapist, a psychiatrist, so that your friend can actually get help. Yes.
Yeah. Então, gente, a Rachel está dizendo, eu perguntei para ela como ajudar um amigo, uma pessoa que a gente percebe que está passando, né, tem essas alterações de humor, ou tem uma dificuldade, e ela está dizendo que a gente precisa ser kind, you need to be kind, right, in another word, with the person, é que a gente precisa ser gentil, ser um bom ouvinte dessas pessoas, ser amoroso, mas acima de tudo, a gente precisa se proteger primeiro. Por exemplo, ela, quando é médica, e ela vai atender um paciente, ela precisa colocar, às vezes, um equipamento para se proteger e não se infectar com alguma doença, alguma coisa que a pessoa pode ter. Então, ela usa os EPIs, né, o equipamento de proteção individual, a gente tem agora a máscara como um bom exemplo, para se proteger. E depois que ela se protege, é que ela vai ajudar alguém. Então, se você quer ajudar uma pessoa, primeiro você precisa checar se você está ok, se você tem uma base a quem recorrer, né, caso você esteja ajudando, mas acima de tudo, você tem que orientar essa pessoa para um encaminhamento profissional mesmo, porque aí um profissional ele vai estar habilitado para lidar com essas questões. Georgina, escutar e escuchar sinceramente é uma grande ajuda. She's saying in Spanish that kindness and listening sincerely to another person is a huge help, you know. So here in Brazil, I think all of us are good listener. I think we like to speak too much, to talk, and also to listen one another. You know this, right, Rachel? And but yet we struggle with so many things in our society. I hope this may help Brazilians in some way, and also people from Uganda, ladies, and parents that are growing their children, you know, because I think this is a topic that everybody sometimes has fear to talk about it for some reason, you know, and I hope this really encourages somebody that is listening to us that maybe see themselves in this condition of changing moods, or I don't know, maybe this person can find a friend. You can DM me. I like to talk, you know, Rachel. I am open to everyone, right? So, oh, Rachel, you can reach Rachel. What? Reach Rachel? Is this correct? Yeah. And talk
Yeah.
about a little more from Uganda side. So for
Yes.
me to Lincoln is here. Yeah, Lincoln is Lincoln the dentist.
Yes,
Hi,
yes.
Lincoln. Yeah. So Georgina come to a point that I want to end up this conversation with this balance friendship, because sometimes we have friends which we think that we just give, and other friends which is just like giving to us. Or what do you think about a balanced friendship can help in this process, Rachel?
Okay, so I think first of all, a good friendship should be one that is taking you closer to your religion. In this case,
Mm,
I learned a lot from Danny. Danny is always sharing scriptures with me. Danny is always praying with me. He should just call you just to pray
mm,
with you. So a friendship that is taking you closer to God is very, very, very important. Yes, that's the first thing I think. Then the second thing is, I think your friends should be supportive. Here in Uganda, we call it a cheerleader. Like you cheer your friend on, yeah. If they've gotten something good, be happy for them, praise them, and also if they're going through a sad time, be with them, go through and be supportive to them. Then lastly, always be consistent in these things. Don't do it once. Continue to do it and show up for them, and make sure that they're also showing up for you as well. Yes.
yeah. Thank you. Eu perguntei para ela, gente, então como que a gente pode usar, desculpa, como que a gente pode ajudar um amigo e como uma amizade equilibrada ajuda nesse processo. E aí ela falou de algumas expressões que usa em Uganda, né, que sempre está torcendo como um líder de torcida pelo amigo quando ele alcança algo. Se ele precisa escutar, só o escute. Se ele precisa de um abraço, do que ele precisar, esteja pronto sinceramente, né, como diz alguém aqui nos comentários, ser sincera, eu acho que foi a Georgina, sincero na sua expressão, no seu se doar para esse amigo. E eu acredito que uma amizade balanceada, um lugar seguro para você se expressar, é um lugar de cura em potencial. A gente sabe que a cura vem pela fala, pelo ouvir, mas quando uma pessoa te ouve com um ouvido de amor, de atenção, muito diferente, faz toda a diferença. E eu quero agradecer aos amigos que estão aqui nessa live, que me escutam, você sabe quem você porque são amigos preciosos. So, Rachel, I'm translating what you say in Portuguese and also adding the fact that we are healing. When we speak, we listen to ourselves, right? So it's very important for you to have a friend that is like you, for me, a safe place to talk about everything, like your really shoes. Okay, I felt envy, you know. The scriptures also say that we are healed by confessing. James 5:19. When you confess, when you speak something that is hiding inside your heart, we are healed, right? So I'm just encouraging to people in Brazil, in Portuguese, how precious is a friendship when you find that open, safe place to be yourself, to be the very you, you know, in the deepest way, the best and the worst of you. So when we speak out, when we find this balance, like you and me. Sometimes you give me a little, and when I am in a hot season, then you give me a little. So this is a healthy balance between friends, because I think honestly, sometimes we also struggle with friends, toxic relationships in friendship, if you know what I mean. So, do you want to add something? I'm concerned about the time. I could talk about this like forever. I love this subject, this topic, but guys are sending greetings for Uganda. Thank you guys from Uganda. You guys are so sweet, and so all of you someday and hug you. Thank you, Rachel, for your time, for everything, for your friendship again. And do you want to add something? Give me your Portuguese, please. I need to record your Portuguese in here. You surprised me yesterday with your Portuguese.
Okay, I think I learned something. Uma menina. I am a girl.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, eu sou amiga de Dani. You say this. Eu sou amiga de Dani. I am Dani's friend.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for this session, and I've learned a lot from you, from even our friendship, and for you guys who are able to turn up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you guys. You can DM me, and we keep this conversation through text message. And yeah, I hope someday Brazilians and Ugandans will be together doing a great party. And for now, I just thank you very much. And you guys, obrigados amigos, hermanos de España, sí, que están aquí asistir con nosotros. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Thank you. Webale. Thank you so very much. See you, Rachel.
Bye.
Bye.